Hi everyone, my name is Summer. I'm going to be helping with cooking videos during our camp this week. So every day we're going to be doing a different food, and the first day is going to be breakfast, and then we're going to do lunch, dinner, a snack, and dessert. The idea of all of our meals is something low cost and something relatively healthy that you can do at home, super easy, and by yourself. So maybe you can even make this as a treat for your mom and dad. But the first thing we always want to do when we start cooking is wash our hands. And I already washed my hands today, so I'm good to go. But you guys go ahead and wash your hands and then come on back and we'll get started. The first thing we're going to do this morning is make breakfast. We're going to make overnight oats. And you may have heard of overnight oats before. It's a new trend. However, you may not have. Overnight oats is basically just an oatmeal you make the night before, pop it in the fridge, and then the next morning before school, you can either warm it up in the microwave or you can eat it cold. I like to eat mine cold, but everybody's different. So on your ingredient list, I gave you 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. This is simple from Walmart, just a couple dollars. And that's going to be our first ingredient. The next thing I said peanut butter or honey. Well, my aunt lives in Florida and makes us honey and sends it in a mason jar. So there's still a little bit of honey left in this, so I'm just going to use honey. Because you're going to want to put all of your stuff in a mason jar. Now, if you don't have a mason jar, you can easily use a Tupperware container. That's fine as well. But we'll use a mason jar. So I already got my honey in there. I'm going to put 1 cup of oats. You can make a little bit of a mess. That's okay. We can clean it up later. So I make these every night. So there's already a measuring cup in my oat container. And I can put the lid on. It fits just fine. Now the next step, let's say you don't like honey. That's perfectly fine. You could easily use peanut butter. And if you were to use peanut butter, you would just want to get a tablespoon or 2, which will come over here to our measuring. And something simple like this, you can just scoop it out and use 2 of these tablespoons. That's 1 serving of peanut butter. And then the next thing I told you to use is either 1 cup of milk or 1 cup of yogurt. I use yogurt. As I said, I do this every night before I go to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning for work, I just get this out and eat it. It's super, super simple. So if you choose to do yogurt, if you want something cheap and easy, these are Walmart brand. They're only about 60 cents. Or you can use milk. If you're lactose intolerant, you can use almond milk or something like that. So you're just going to want to pour that in there. Try to make the least of a mess as possible. It's kind of hard sometimes. Any yogurt would be good with this. I use banana yogurt because banana is one of my favorite. But you could use blueberry, a chocolate yogurt. There's so many yogurts you could use with this and it would be really good. Alright, we got just about all of it in there. And then the next thing I said is topping. So I like dark chocolate chips as my topping. You could use chocolate chips, you could use raisins, blueberries, a banana, anything like that. So I'm just going to drop a few chocolate chips in there. And then something that I always like to put in mine is the seed mix. Most of you probably don't have this at home. But if you wanted to add this, you could. This is just something I do because it keeps a healthy heart. So I just put a little bit in there. This isn't on your ingredient list because it's pretty expensive and something most people just don't have around the house. And then you just mix it all together. You will probably have a little bit more oats in yours. I didn't use the full cup just because I usually don't in the mornings. Yours should be up to about right there with the full cup of oats. Like I said, I just don't do that in the mornings. I only use 1/4 cup. So the spoon y'all saw me use was 1/4 cup, but I want you to use a cup. That way you get a full breakfast. Because I have some extra things with mine. So once you get it all mixed up in there, get your spatula nice and clean. And then you can just screw on the lid. Just like that. And then if you were to put it in a Tupperware container, you can lick your fingers. If you were to put it in a Tupperware container, you just put the lid on, seal it up, and then you take this over here. Let's say you do this around 8 p.m. before school. You just pop it in your fridge overnight, and then there you go. There's your overnight oats. Now let's say it's morning time already. We're going to fast forward a little bit. It's morning, so right before school or before you start your day, you get your oats out. If you're like me, you like them cold, so you just eat them like this. However, if you don't like your oats cold and you want to warm them up, don't warm them up in this. Transfer them to a bowl, a microwave-safe bowl, or the Tupperware container. And you just simply dump it in and then pop it in the microwave for a few seconds, and it'll be warm.